Hello folks, this is a troubleshooting and demonstration video. I call this video questions about network propagation delays and behavioral differences in ImageZMQ on Raspberry Pi Compute Module 3 running Raspbian Stretch versus Raspberry Pi 4 B running Raspbian Buster. Quick tour of what's going on. Lower left-hand corner of the screen, I have a robot is just looking around right now, pretty much just random scans. Both eyes running OS release Raspbian Linux 9 Stretch. And this is the code that I am running right now to broadcast the images across the system. Note that in this particular version, I am instantiating the image hub before the loop. And the results that I'm getting are spot on. There's no delays. I have got my broadcast side set so that it's broadcasting frames. It's reducing the frame size to 400 by 300 on the broadcast side, and it is broadcasting 10 frames per second. I have my time.sleep set to 0.1 in between the frames. On the Compute Module 3, running Stretch, this is all happening on board right here. It is picking up the image through ImageZMQ. It is looking at that port to get the image. There's a left and a right on each of the eyes. I've only got the code open for the left here. But you can see they're both doing the exact same thing. So it's very good. The image hub is instantiating before the loop, and my left and right eyes here are looking very good. And you'll notice that there is no data or other artifact on these screens. It's just the window, and that's it. So now let's move our attention to the upper right. What we have going on here, again, same code. The only difference is that on this one I have moved the image hub instantiation inside the loop. And this is what I was working on with Jeff Bass, the creator of ImageZMQ, to get around an image, the frame backup queuing that was happening, that was crashing with the images in the pub sub mode. So that was done to get rid of that when I am running programs that are slow. If I have a slow subscriber is what it's called, such as face recognition running on the Pi. It was backing up too many images, so I've got that in there in order to do that. Problem that I'm coming up with, though, is that it is substantially slower. Now this is happening on a Pi external to what's happening. I'm using VNC to view all of the Pis that I've got running, and I have several of them running. These images are all running on the same Pi that this script is running. These images are running on a different Pi, and they're being pulled in using ImageZMQ. The other thing that is happening on this Pi is sorry about that, folks. Not going to be editing this video, just have to bear with me. So this is running Linux 10 Buster. And again, this one's running Linux 9 Stretch. And that seems to be creating a behavioral difference between the eyes. You'll notice that I've got this information bar down here that displays the XY coordinates of the mouse, if I have that window highlighted. And it's also displaying the RGB content of the particular pixel that the mouse is pointing at. There are also apparently supposed to be some buttons up here, but they're not displaying. You can see if I mouse over it, it says panning left, panning right, panning up, there's down. There's a few different buttons up there zooming in, zooming out, and saving the current image, and display properties windows. However, none of these actually seem to do anything. If I click on them, nothing seems to change. I can't turn that little window off down there. So I don't know if the fact that this is substantially slower than it is on here is strictly because it's network propagation delay. I mean, I'm running a Raspberry Pi 4. I should be, and I've got it's a 4 gig RAM Raspberry Pi 4. It should be running a lot faster, and in fact, it's running slower. So I'm wondering if it's network delay or if there's something about this overlay that's happening with the image where it's got some kind of overhead running that's slowing things down. And the last question is, I need to find out, is that something that I can eliminate here in ImShow by telling it to, to not use those particular display options on here. That might be useful for troubleshooting, but it's not useful for anything else, especially if it's slowing down the image processing. I don't need anything slowing down image processing. So those are my questions. That's what I'm going to be trying to figure out, and I will certainly be looking for any suggestions, comments that anybody might have that would help me out with that. Thanks very much. I hope everybody's staying healthy out there.